Welcome to the murky world of Britain's underwater litter. Beneath the surface of this hidden problem, we have new evidence showing a growing impact on the UK's waterways.
The problem that we see today, it's absolutely horrific. We're pulling out trolleys, we're pulling out cars, we're pulling out motorbikes. We're spending thousands of pounds a week. During the pandemic, certain areas up and down the country have seen 300% uptake on the towpath users. However, with the positives, I've also brought the negatives, where we've seen a load of rubbish being dumped out of sight, out of mind kind of attitude.
Volunteers are battling against a rising tide of rubbish. Our research shows £1 million a year of charity funding is now being spent clearing up this mess.
This is the Walsall Canal, and according to our new research, it's just one of the areas where aquatic litter and fly tipping has actually increased, and you should see the mess it leaves beneath the surface.
As this dumping increases in our waterways, so does the devastating threat to wildlife.
What are the worst examples of underwater fly tipping that you've seen?
Some of the worst has been contaminated and hazardous waste as well. So we've found incidents of asbestos as well as oil contaminated drums that have actually been disposed of in the water itself, which is drastic consequences for wildlife. Litter and plastics, over time they begin to break down, sometimes leading into microplastics, and they can damage a lot of organisms who physically ingest them as well.
Figures given to us show 500,000 litter items washed to sea from our waterways. Almost half is plastic. 125,000 hours of volunteer time is now spent clearing up canals and rivers annually.
Dumping in waterways, dumping in canals is absolutely tragic. It wrecks very, very valuable and sensitive ecosystems, and it becomes incredibly difficult to clear up, much more difficult than it would be even if it was dumped on land, which by itself is bad enough, but it's better because we have a fighting chance.
You got your weights? Yeah, I've got my weights in the side.
As the problem goes sub-aqua, so do the volunteers. This father and stepson are underwater litter pickers.
It's hidden, really, as well. They find a nice waterway somewhere where they think nobody's there, chuck it in, and like I say, it's to the naked eye, it's gone. The only reason we see it is because we venture into these places and find it.
They trained as divers to see the beauty of the deep, but now spend time searching for the very opposite, seeking out rubbish in lakes, canals and rivers around the UK.
We've found carpets, office chairs, shopping trolleys, BBQs. I cringe when I see kids jumping into rivers and lakes because we know what's underneath it. Poles sticking upright, glass, motorbikes. It's scary really, the waterways, what people are chucking in.
Why do you think this underwater fly tipping is increasing so much?
You chuck it on the land, people see it, they're going to have a go at them, or they get prosecuted, whatever they do. In there, it's out of sight, out of mind, but it's not. There's the evidence of a short dive on a clean up on here, and that's the reason we do it. We love diving, and some of the things that we're pulling out are dangerous to the swans, the wildlife, the fish, and all the wildlife below.
Despite all the work of volunteers and charity workers, parts of our waterways are becoming a dump. Places like this that should be some of our most valued public assets are too often becoming a public disgrace. Chris Choi, ITV News.